Theme of this contest is Modern Adaptive Marketing Design. That's the theme of this contest. Students were initially given the further description, thoughtfully designed intimates and sleepwear for the physically challenged consumer. But upon further research and discussion, the word challenged was changed to disabled. How do you self-identify?
I, as of recent, identify as disabled. Yes.
Okay. And she, her, or what, any of that?
He, her. Yes.
Her, yeah. Okay. All right. What are your body dimensions? Bust, waist, hip, and dress size?
Dress size US 0 to 2. Or an extra small, small.
Mm-hmm.
And then bust 32. Hips 34.
What about waist?
Waist 28.
Okay. Okay. Dress size is 0 to 2. Describe the type of underwear and sleepwear that you would love to have in your dresser.
Sleepwear, I have 2 children, so I like to keep it somewhat casual, but I also find that that means there aren't a lot of things that look very pretty, especially things that don't require a lot of buttoning or cinching and doing things like that, which are difficult for me. So I would love to see more things that are either a shorts and, petite camisole combo that don't require any sort of closure facilitation, or just nighties in general that have some type of strap adjustment that don't require multiple hands.
I see. Where did you commonly shop? Where do you commonly shop for your intimates and sleepwear now?
There's a local store in where I live called, what is it called? I always get the name wrong. Eve Delorme. And there I simply go there as opposed to a larger format store, because I do have a harder time either with the petite nature of my body or just my difficulty in having to close things. And so I go to a shop where I can kind of work one-on-one with someone in a more personal setting as opposed to a large format.
Makes sense. What types of bra, panty, and style silhouettes do you see in the market that you like and would purchase if they were made for you?
A lot more bodysuits. I have a really hard time with the crotch closures, which 99% of bodysuits have. But I think that they're a really great piece to have in your wardrobe, whether it's for lingerie purposes or just to wear under a pair of jeans. And I often pick them up, look at them, and then put them back down. So that's definitely a piece that I would probably have multiples of that I don't have any of currently.
Okay. What do you most dislike about the underwear or sleepwear that you currently own?
I probably sound like a broken record. Probably adjustable straps are one of my greatest nemesis, as far as a lot of things are not made for, a smaller chest or shoulders. And so I have to cinch them a lot, and I have a hard time either making them even or just doing that in general. Bra closures are really difficult when I do wear bras, which they're not actually a normal part of my attire. But when I do have to wear them, it is extremely difficult. especially three-pronged lingerie or bras in general are difficult. Anything with those tiny, I don't know, eye hooks, maybe is what they're called, but those tiny closures that, I mean, yeah, those are very hard.
Okay.
So that's probably the biggest one.
Mhm. What do you find most challenging about putting on or taking off a bra, panty, or new PJs? Probably a broken record, huh?
Yeah. Definitely reaching back and having to undo a bra uh, is very hard. Or if the panties happen to have a small button on them, which some do, like off to the side on the hip, those are any sort of small closures.
Okay. Are there any fabrics, trims, design details that you prefer to have incorporated into your bra, panty, or sleepwear?
Um, I always like having items in silk, especially to sleep in, not only because they're most comfortable, but because the fabric tends to be easier to work with or maneuver. So if I do have to use something small, like pulling fabric through a tiny eyelet of a strap, silk seems to be one that is easier for me to get through. Um, yeah, I guess also on the other side of that, something I haven't mentioned is that often when I can't use my hand or my arm, I have to use my mouth for closures. So silk would be not great for that because then it would end up getting wet, which I know that sounds really silly, but that's actually a very common place for people who have limb difference
Right.
is the use of their mouth. So I guess, yeah, considering that, taking that into consideration as far as fabric is concerned is pretty important.
Got it. What should a young designer know about you to help them design for you?
Um, Probably just that if I could speak for a lot of um, upper limb amputees that I've come in contact with that they may never have the ability to work with, it would be that we um, really still want the ability, again, to take pride in our ability to be sexy and intimate and not sort of debilitated by our difference when putting on items that should be really empowering for
Right.
most, and that's something that most people would experience if I would assume when they put on those clothes. So I guess just stepping into power, you know, when you envision creating a garment, you know, envision someone that has lived their life without, you know, that feeling, and how can you generate that energy when you're creating this garment.
Mhm. Makes sense.